Groovy tapping in, man. Welcome back to another vid. Mase totally destroys LeBron in the GOAT debate. Alright, man. Now, Mase, I don't know if I'm too young. I did not know this man was a rapper. What I do know him for is his podcast with Cameron. They done had a lot of funny moments on that podcast, man. I done seen a lot of clips on social media, man. But these some funny dudes, man. It seems like they know hoops. So right here, I guess my boy went ahead and dropped a bomb on Brian, man, in the GOAT debate. So let's see what he got to say, man. Before we get into it, man, like the video. Comment down below any videos y'all want Young Groovy to react to next. And last but not least, sub up.
Even if you were looked at as the GOAT, we're taking that GOAT status down because you got there the wrong way.
LeBron or LeGoat, that was a legitimate question. He hit another milestone. He reached a total of 50,000 points in the regular season and playoffs.
50,000?
50,000 points.
That's a lot
That's
of
a lot of
points.
points,
I must admit, as a Jordan fan, that is a lot of points.
Hey, now he just added to
Impressive
the
as hell.
list.
He's added to the list.
Yeah, this is in the Lakers 136-115 win versus the Pelicans. Tristo, we already know LeBron is in a higher tier that kind of just keeps moving up. Is this enough to make him the overall GOAT? How are we feeling? One, about his achievement, and then two, your thoughts overall on LeBron and then the caliber that he's playing at the age he's at.
You do that. I'm not going to even let you lay the groundwork for that. No. LeBron is great at the longevities he's having. Let's just put apples where apples go, and let's put oranges where oranges go. It wouldn't matter if he gets 70,000 points, right?
Damn.
We're not weighing him against points. We're weighing him against the dominance. If I play much longer, I'm gonna get much more points. We're not going by points. If we were going by points, then that means Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would have been the GOAT until LeBron passed him. That's not what we're not what we're equating this to.
Right.
I think people keep missing the argument because they keep trying to slide in new information. New information doesn't change what it is that we're basing this upon. It could change the numbers, it could change the status of yourself, but it doesn't change. We're talking about the chips. We're talking about the dominance. We're talking about when it's asked for, you deliver.
And I agree with him, bro. I 100% agree with him, bro. LeBron is great. We all know this, bro. You know what I'm saying? The longevity. He's been playing for, what, 22 plus years in the NBA. Like, I understand that. But the reason why I have Jordan over LeBron is because how dominant he was in his era, and he always showed up when his team needed him the most. He never shied away from the moment, man. He never folded. Everybody in his era feared him. I don't know. I think it's just a different type of aura around Jordan to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's the GOAT, bro. But I 100% agree with Mase saying right here, though, for sure. We not going off of stats, bro. We not. LeBron can play 5 more years and, like he said, have 70, 80, 90,000 points. He's still not going to be the GOAT, though. He not. He not. Where them chips at? What are you doing in the finals? Are you showing up? Are you disappearing? That's what really matters the most.
Doesn't matter if you get 60,000 points. If at the end of this, you go out the second round.
Exactly.
You understanding what I'm saying? Because a girl got a better BBL doesn't make her like, come on now. Yeah, you're 50 years old and can still wear Daisy Dukes. That don't make you the finest girl ever lived. That just means you look good for your age. Looking good for your age doesn't make you the GOAT. And that's what people are doing. They're talking about you looking good for your age. And if you look good for your age, that means you've been looking good for a long time. That still don't make you the baddest ever. Is that correct as a woman?
I get that
Does that
analogy.
make you the baddest ever?
They like, what the hell is he talking
Ever
about?
subjective. Bad
No,
for that
no.
time.
It make you bad for that time. Exactly. But it doesn't make you the baddest ever because you was able to keep a physique at 60 years old. Your legs.
Man, why the hell we bringing up BBLs in the NBA GOAT debate? Bro, freaky as hell.
Still look good in high heels, or whatever it is, and I'm not comparing LeBron. I'm trying to make this a understandable point for ladies. Because if you
Oh,
see a
I
lady
guess.
that looks good at 53, it doesn't mean she looks better than Vanessa Williams, right?
So when you say that, and I want Trista to finish her point.
Do you
'cause she-
understand that point? That y'all don't have to agree with me. Do you
No,
understand
I understand.
the
No, I
point?
understand.
So I understand your point, and I didn't want to go off
Yes.
on a tangent. And I'm going to make this point really, really quick because
Chat, do y'all agree with his point? Do y'all understand that, bro?
also to that point,
Yo,
I hate
can say-
lies.
This nigga's
I
funny,
hate
bro.
lies. I really
Yeah.
do. I hate lies.
you can say what you want, but to even like compare, like, okay, best for longevity, baddest for that time, and then for women, I think of like Kim Kardashian, right? She's looked good for the longevity of her career, which also in comparison, I'm not saying like Kim Kardashian is the looks of like LeBron in basketball, but like kind of, because that's the same kind of concept.
Okay. So I'm glad
How the
you
hell is
said
Kim
that, because the
Kardashian
way
brought up in
Kim
a GOAT debate?
Kardashian came about her success, for me, I don't value that. Because of the way she came about it. To other people that have different morals and different principles, they may look at that and like, so what? She's a billionaire. I don't count money that you get the wrong way. I don't count that. You know what I'm saying? There's some people like, oh, I won 100 games.
Am I tripping? Or is this how they putting it? So they saying Kim Kardashian is LeBron James. Y'all know how Kim Kardashian got brought up in the industry. She was doing them little tapes. She got famous for that. But in a negative light, finessed her way to the top, kind of cheated her way to the top. Now she's trying to change her image. And now she want to be labeled as the baddest. To comparing it to LeBron, to where I guess he's saying that LeBron cheated his way to championships and not getting it the traditional way with the team that drafted you, but you moved to a different location to chase rings and get to the top and now label yourself as the GOAT. I don't, is that what he's trying to say? I don't understand what he's trying to say with this analogy. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but in Jordan's case, and going back to the woman scenario, to become the baddest and to become the GOAT, as a woman, you have to have morals, build yourself up, and then ultimately you will be labeled as the baddest. AKA Jordan, comparing it to him, to where he stayed with one franchise, the one that drafted him, and played the cards he was dealt with. Didn't cheat the game, didn't go to no super team, made the most of his situation, and dominated at a high level, which ultimately makes him the GOAT. I don't know if that makes sense. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. But I kind of get what he's saying.
But you won 100 games on steroids. I feel the same way about rap. If it comes out that these rappers did these things to be at that level, and I'm like, no, bro, I was doing that without doing that.
Yeah.
So I don't hold a success on the same level. At that point, even if you were looked at as the
I get
GOAT,
what he's saying.
we're taking that GOAT status down because you got there the wrong way. Get there honestly. You got there, now all this stuff comes out. You got there these ways? Nah, I don't respect that. You're nobody. You're actually lower than the people who we thought was under us.
Damn.
That's a really good point, and I kind of want to get your perspective on LeBron more than. So in that analogy, do you think that there's something besides the amount of rings that is bringing LeBron down in terms of the dominance? Like, do you
Yeah,
think
let's
because
talk
he
about
got
it.
his
Yeah, let's
rings-
talk.
Let's see what he
talk
gotta
about
say.
it. It's not just the rings are won. Of course, it's the championships, and there's people who won more championships than Jordan. So it's not just the rings, but it's showing up when it counts. Isn't that what
Yeah.
makes you great?
Right,
That you
right.
show up when it counts. That's why people love God, because he comes through. He's faithful.
That's
He's
a good
faithful.
analogy.
Is no excuse for not delivering.
Yeah.
That's what I'm more so talking about. It's not.
Yeah, because it's like LeBron, he disappears sometimes, bro. When it matters the most, he disappears sometimes. And y'all can go back and look at film, bro. There were some times where he quit on his team in the finals. And I'm not saying that because I'm a hater. Like, there's footage of this. You feel what I'm saying, man? But when it comes to Jordan, though, you don't really see him giving up on his team, disappearing in the finals, or when it matters the most, man. Jordan always coming through, hitting timely shots, putting up great numbers when it matters the most. So I 100% agree with him.
Not the 50,000 points. I said it myself. If LeBron wins a championship with his son, then I could start having that conversation. Until then, I
That'll
can't
be
have
tough.
that
If
conversation.
he win a championship
until
with
you come
Bronny, that'll
through,
be tough.
Pause, when we really need you to, without excuse. Him joining
But I don't
other
think he gonna
people
do
to
it,
get
though.
those rings, that definitely plays into his legacy. That would be no different than if you find out that I was buying all my sales. That plays into how we look at you, right? We can't throw that away. We can't highlight the things that you do good and turn a blind eye on the things that weren't correct.
Right.
Is that correct? Or we just, because that's what I'm talking about. You joining teams, you're moving stuff around so you can, it's like me going in a park and there's 2 7-footers and all the other kids are 5'10". And I picked the 2 7-footers,
Yeah.
and I'm playing against all of the kids 5'10". But you want me
That
to
ain't
believe
fair, yeah.
that you did something?
That ain't fair.
No, you were playing with you stacked your team. You stacked your team.
And then the question that I have though about the longevity, the female analogy, the women analogy, do you think if you're the baddest girl in your senior year in high school through like sophomore year in college,
Yeah.
and then you fall off, like rim check Jordan Wizards, and you have a short but high peak, but then you have somebody who's like maybe slightly not as hot, but is hot like Halle Berry into her 50s. You don't weigh those things at all. It's just like whatever your peak is, even though you might have fallen off of a cliff in your early 20s.
No, I do see that point, but Jordan didn't have that. That's why I'm trying to say that. That will be very much true. I'm a realist, I'm gonna weigh both sides. Like if LeBron comes and he gets, let's say 5 championships and he didn't run to Miami to get it, he would definitely be in that. He would definitely be right there with Jordan,
Yeah.
where you can even say, okay.
If he had 5 rings with Cleveland, hell yeah. 1A, 1B type of thing, bro. Like, that's my only problem with LeBron, though, man. Like, great hooper, a legend. But I just hate the fact that he had to go recruit players and join other All-Stars to get the championships. I think he played with like 6 All-Stars and Jordan played with 1. And Jordan has more rings. So it's kind of hard to put LeBron over Jordan simply for that reason too.
Some people could put him over him, and I wouldn't be mad at that. But the things that certain players have done to get their rings, that's different. That's different for my mindset. I'm not the end all say all to anything, but I'm just here to voice that opinion. Because when you do certain things like that, I can't deem it as the same. Are you a great basketball player? Yes. Do you have the most points? Yes. Have you been the best for the longest? Yes.
Yeah.
But that don't make you the best.
That sound crazy, but
Trista, so
that's
I just
right,
need
though.
a little final.
Because when we needed
Answer.
you to be the best, you walked off. When we needed you to be the best, you blamed other people. So we got to keep all of that on the same scale. The guy I'm talking about, when his dad died, he delivered. When he had the flu,
Facts.
he delivered.
Facts.
He never gave us an excuse for not delivering.
Facts.
That's why we still wear Jordans instead of LeBrons. That's why we
Facts.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you put Steph Curry then over LeBron? Because Steph didn't ever
Let me see.
leave a team, even though he got
Hell nah.
I actually,
he inherited.
yes.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all got Steph over LeBron? In the comments down below. Y'all let me know. I don't know if I'm putting Steph over LeBron, even though Steph is the greatest shooter of all time. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing that. Y'all let me know in the comments.
I'm glad you now you're getting my mindset. I actually hold Kobe over LeBron. To me,
Now, Kobe over LeBron, I can see that. That's a debate to be had. I can see that for sure.
because with everything people saying, Kobe got his 5 championships with the team he was with. When they went down, he went down with his team. When they came up, he came up with his team.
Yeah.
He never felt like he
Loyalty.
had to go to play with Ray Allen to win.
Yeah.
He put the team on his shoulders. When people said, well, you only got those because Shaq was with you. You got them without Shaq, without moving.
Yeah.
Same location. Same location. Y'all come play with me. Can't say you're the king if you following other people to play. Not where I come from. You can't do that.
Damn.
And I know today we have better media and we have better access to the media. We didn't have internet and stuff like that. So you can paint narratives. But even when people act a certain way, when they get around real men, we know who's who. We know who's who. You can lie to other people. You can't lie to people like me. And that's probably why people don't like my takes. Because you can't lie to me. You can lie to other people that's infatuated with things you've done. But I can see through it.
Damn.
Great basketball player.
For sure.
Number 3 still to me. Number
you
3.
got him 3.
That's
Okay.
high though.
And then Steph or Magic or who?
I can't really say right now because I'm really in this heated discussion. Is Jordan, is Kobe. People be disrespectful putting LeBron before Kobe. LeBron is not before Kobe. Kobe got 5. Kobe was as dominant.
Yeah.
There's nobody that would say LeBron is way more dominant than Kobe. What
Yeah.
are you talking about? Did Kobe not exist?
Yeah. People be forgetting about Kobe, man.
What are we talking about? When Kobe was here, was he dominating Kobe? Where are we getting this from?
I agree. I think that Kobe
He's speaking facts.
is probably one of the most disrespectful
Hell yeah.
superstars
Hell
or
yeah.
disrespected superstars
Hell yeah.
that we have.
Yeah,
Like the
facts.
fact that he's not in GOAT discussions
It's crazy.
like all the time is insane to me. Like that's insane to me. Especially as somebody who grew up hating the Lakers, watching every Laker game as a Portland Trailblazer fan. Like he was a killer. He was like as clutch as they came.
Yeah.
And he had a mentality that, you know,
Kobe was more clutch than Bron.
sort of like doesn't exist anymore.
Facts.
As much as guys want to say they have the Mamba mentality, not many people do.
Facts.
Well, I'd like,
I agree
Not
with
too
that.
many.
yeah, I want to add to that because I do. First of all, like Steph Curry is my GOAT, but I think Kobe is definitely up there.
Steph Curry.
I think one of the things about it, especially with like, not to be the voice of Gen Z, but like people, I don't think we ever leave Kobe out of the conversation or out of the discussion because he definitely is stamped there, you know, like top tier. He's the GOAT. I really feel like he's even in his own lane, but I do think that people are, especially younger generations, are entertained by what's currently in their face.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's the attention span
Prisoners
thing.
of the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prisoners of the moment. Because is nothing you go back and look at and say, okay, oh, this is that much greater than this. So I wonder, where do they get this narrative from? Probably because they watch ESPN
The
or
media,
they watch
yeah, for
these
sure.
major old networks that feed this information.
The media.
And come up with stats and come up with ideas that
Yup.
make people focus in on that one part and say, oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
he
got me.
60,000 points. Okay. And Wilt Chamberlain had 100, but we don't bring him up. Right? And what's his name? And Bill Russell.
Yeah.
And all of these people had 10 rings or whatever they got, you know, but we don't call them the GOAT. You call you the GOAT because you're the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Not the most points of all time. Not the most blocks of all time. The greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, we put these two people on the stage. Let's define what the greatest of all time is. We put these two on the stage, and this one outperforms the other one every single time.
I like that.
So I'm saying, if you put Jordan and LeBron on the stage,
In the finals.
Jordan will
Jordan and LeBron in the finals. Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? Who y'all got winning? I like that right there.
outperform him every time.
Yeah, Jordan
You
gonna
put
outperform
Jordan
him
and Kobe
every time.
on the same stage in the prom.
It's gonna be
Kobe would
yeah.
outperform him every time.
Yeah.
That's what we're going off.
Yeah.
Because I even have a heart putting Magic under him, but I understand. He made, with this athleticism,
Yeah.
outperform Magic
I like
every
that.
time.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. long as it's the truth, I'm okay with it. I don't like when people are biased because they like a person, or they're
Yeah.
biased because they need an interview, or they're biased because they have financial gain to why they're saying what they're saying.
Very, very.
And that's me, bro. Like, I try not to be biased on this channel, man. And I think that's why y'all rock with me, man. Like, yeah, I know I was the biggest Bron fan. You know what I'm saying? But when I started going back and doing my research, watching these YouTube videos, and I'm starting to see all these stats and accolades that Jordan got over LeBron and how he performs at the highest level, I'm like, bro, I gotta put Jordan over LeBron. I have to. Like, it's in my face. The proof is in the pudding. You feel what I'm saying, man? You know, all love to LeBron, you know. I grew up watching him. He's been great for a very long time. Salute, but Jordan is the GOAT, bro.
And everybody I hear talk about this conversation have an agenda in the conversation. So you never get the truth from people who have an agenda for why they're saying what they're saying. That's biased either against the person or biased for the person.
Facts.
You couldn't name one person that had this discussion, probably. You probably could, but I don't see one as of yet that I've heard of that wasn't either biased against LeBron or biased for him.
All right, so this is really what I love most about this show. The truth, the realness,
Yeah.
okay? I mean, what other show can you go on where somebody is going to really speak their mind? Right, most of these shows that you see, especially on ESPN, especially on Fox,
Bias.
you got people who are paid off, who are signed,
Nick Wright.
and who are bought, who are sold. Okay, so at least this show, Mason Cameron, even though they say a lot of things that get themselves in trouble, they got a lot of beef with people. People are upset, you know, because they got, and they feel disrespected. But that doesn't stop them from speaking from the heart. That don't stop them from being real,
Realness.
right? And letting everybody know, you know, what they feel. Because out there, there's a lot of people who feel this way about LeBron James. Okay, so when Mase is speaking, he's really just speaking for those people. And they need, you know, to have their voices heard. They need to have their opinions be spread out there. We can't just have, you know, people who are bought out to Clutch Boys or whatever speaking. We can't just have the Gilbert Arenases. We can't just have the Brian Windhorst or the Kendrick Perkins or the Nick Wrights, right, who for the last, 10 to 15 years, all right, who've been pushing the same narrative over and over. Right, when they go home and they lie down on their bed, rest their head on their pillow, they don't even believe right, half of what they're saying. Right, and Kendrick Perkins, he said it one time when he was on an interview with JJ Redick. He said that he was told by producers to say a certain thing.
Oh,
right, so he's
what
admitted
the
it.
hell?
Just if you think about this,
The
just
media
add
is
it up,
crazy.
okay? Kendrick Perkins said this. So Kendrick Perkins, for the past 15 years, let's say
They
excluding
capping on
1.5
live
years,
TV.
because him and LeBron now are in beef. Right, he had been one of the #1 supporters of LeBron, and he said this. I remember him and Shannon were going at it for who was the #1 supporter of LeBron. He said himself that he was paid off, or he was being told to say a certain thing, right, by producers. So that just goes to show. If he
That's
said
crazy.
that, it simply means that others are being told
Damn.
as well. Okay, but you have a show like this where, I mean, the guys are not, they're not signed to anybody really. They have sponsors, but those sponsors have nothing to do with sports. So they can say whatever they want, and they can diss whoever they want, right? They can offend whoever they want, and they don't care. So we're happy about a show like this, and we're going to keep giving you guys rawness, and realness from these guys. All right, so that's about it. So until next time.
All right, man, that was a great video right there, man. Mase totally disrespects LeBron in the GOAT debate, man. Y'all better start doing y'all research, man. Y'all better start watching all these ESPNs and listen to all these sports analysts, man. They coming up with all these stats and stuff, making y'all believe LeBron is the GOAT, man. He's a great player, like we all been saying in all these videos. But it's like he's not Jordan, though, bro. He's not. He not Jordan, bro. Like he said, bro, if you put Jordan and LeBron in the finals, bro, who do y'all think coming out on top, man? Let's be real, man. Jordan dominated his era. His opponents feared him, dog. His numbers increased in the playoffs, bro. Like, he doesn't disappear when it matters the most. You want a player like that, bro. You want to rely on somebody like that. Not somebody that you iffy about. LeBron is iffy in the finals, man. You know what I'm saying? He's still great, but it's like when it matters the most, sometimes he show up and then sometimes he don't. Y'all better go back on YouTube, man. Do the research, man. Look at the stats, especially the playoff stats when it matters the most, not the career accolades and the career longevity stats. Yes, that's impressive as hell. Congrats, LeBron. All-time leading scorer, that's impressive as hell. I don't think nobody gonna catch that. But who won the most and performed well at the highest level? Jordan did, bro. But anyways, man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. If y'all like the reaction, man, hit the like button, man. Spam the shit out of that like button, man. Comment down below any videos y'all want me to check out next on the channel. And last but not least, subscribe to the channel if you new, man. Young Groovy signing out. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next vid.